Southern California, welcome to the Dino and Nelson Show. Saturdays from noon to 1, right here on Money Radio, K-Talk AM 1150.
Do you own a home or have plans to in the future? You'll get all the information you need to know about what's happening in the local real estate market and how to take advantage of that knowledge. How to approach home ownership or mortgage financing with design, vision, and focus, as well as accurate information. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, listen to Real Estate Radio with Dino and Nelson Sunday afternoons at 1 p.m. right here on Money Radio, KTLK, AM 1150.
Welcome back. This is Dino, and I got my really good friend here, Nelson.
Oh, don't start this again.
Who I just want to reiterate to everybody listening, he is one of the nicest guys in Southern California. And if you ever get the pleasure of meeting him, you should make every effort to do that. If I were you, I would call today at 888-814-3335 and just ask to talk to Nelson. Just say, hey, bud, tell me about yourself. Tell me what's going on.
All right, enough of that.
How can we be friends? And, and I guarantee that will be the best day of your life when you meet him.
Yeah. What a great intro.
So welcome, Nelson. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks.
But more importantly, we have a special guest today.
We do.
It's Michelle Mahzari from Premier Real Estate.
IMAX Premier Real Estate.
IMAX Premier Real Estate. How are you, Michelle?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
I had the pleasure of speaking to her on the way up here and getting to know her a little bit, and she really is an amazing woman. The amount of real estate transactions that she does is mind-blowing.
It's phenomenal.
You can take, I would say, 3, 4, maybe even 5 top producers in the industry, add them all up, and that's her.
So let me tell you a little bit about Michelle. She's in her 27th year, a wise veteran, minority, female owner of IMAX Premier Real Estate. Been in the business for, good gravy, since the 90s.
Since I was
years,
born.
Right?
Since I was born, that's exactly right. Processed over 2,500 short sales. And this is really the amazing thing that I found out about her background. Through 2009 and 2010 was averaging, with her sales activity, 25 days on market with listing homes. And in this market, of course, that seems, almost the norm. But in 2009, 2010, when there was, no real estate trend established, 25 days on market, that's unbelievable.
Well, thank you.
Well, on the way up when we were speaking, I know why, because she pre-qualifies everything. She doesn't allow any room for error, which is why. I mean, even on the loan side, she was asking me questions that not too many people asked me. And I'd say by the time she was done, she knew a lot more detail and would know if she should give me a transaction of a particular kind or if somebody else would be better suited.
Do you find that as a problem, transaction fallout, just from people that are making offers? They represent that they're pre-qualified, locked and ready to go, and then something corrupts in the transaction?
Right, not closing on time. That's the biggest major problem we have, not efficient lenders, what they can do and how they can close. They just send a pre-qual letter and they think that they can close the transaction.
Yeah. And this is a big challenge. There's the intra-industry in the mortgage sector. There's the challenge of people that represent they're pre-qualified, and so often it's somebody that pulls a credit report,
right,
looks at it, sees maybe high credit scores, and says, "Yeah, you're fine. Go out and buy what you want to buy," and it's not a pre-approval.
Exactly.
And I think that's the important designation. You need to be pre-approved.
Yeah, there's a difference. Pre-qualified and pre-approved are two different things. And pre-approved means an underwriter has looked at the file, has given her stamp, and you're ready to move forward. The only thing that would be missing at that point is the appraisal and the title insurance, which basically is just the inspection of the property. Everything else, as far as the borrower goes, is complete. And that's very important in today's market, because at the end of the day, you have a feeding frenzy, as one of the previous callers said, and it's not just who has the best offer, but who can close.
Yeah, exactly. So, Michelle, let me ask you about this. You're obviously...
hold on for 1 second, Nelson. I got to make a comment. Dino said something very interesting, that he made an offer that he guarantees that he will close escrow on time, or he will pay $100 a day out of his pocket.
That's right. It's my close on time guarantee. Yeah. It goes along with every one of my pre-approval letters.
Yeah.
And if I don't close on time, I will personally give the seller $100 a day.
That is amazing. that makes me want to come to you rather than somebody else.
Thank you.
You got it.
Look at Nelson over there. He's just fuming right now.
Well, I think it's gracious for you to offer $100 a day. My close on time guarantees $200 a day, but I mean for the lower end buyers, that's good. That's good. So the market has turned around. DataQuick has reported in the month of August the most vibrant sales activity that we've seen in 6 years, and get this, a 12% appreciation rate. And
That's
so
correct.
you're seeing the same thing.
Yes, on television they said it was 10% increase, but 12% is probably more accurate.
And so how are you keeping on top of that? You've recently signed new contracts with Fannie Mae, HUD, Freddie Mac.
Not recently. I've been Fannie and Freddie Mac approved broker for the past 5 years.
Right.
And just recently got approved for HUD properties. So we get properties from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and HUD, and we have to market them and sell them.
And is this throughout the Southland, or is it just
Throughout the Southland, yes.
And what kind of volume are they starting to release now and bring to market?
They're not releasing, and that's part of the good part about the market is because they're not lenders are not releasing any foreclosure properties.
And is it because the properties don't exist, or they're just choosing to hang on to them?
They're choosing to hang on to them.
And do you think they have a quite a few properties that they're just sitting on?
They do have quite a bit, and lenders are cooperating with homeowners, trying to do loan modification, trying to do short sales. They'll do whatever it takes to be proactive.
They're not necessarily not releasing them. They're trying to do a workout with the current homeowner.
Correct.
Okay.
And this is what we've seen statistically, 25% downturn in foreclosures and an uptick with the modifications and the short sale activity like you're saying. But the problem is out there, and this is one of the issues. We had this conversation on the drive up, that there's this backlog of properties that are under distress to whatever degree.
Right.
And that inventory does exist. It's not being addressed perhaps with the election coming up. I don't know if it's a political issue or a political strategy, but there's a lot of properties out there that are in trouble still.
Well, the main thing is people are still in distress. They have financial problem. They are behind on their payments. But what the banks have done, they're giving incentives up to $35,000 for relocation assistance. They have many programs that if the loan modification doesn't work, they can do short sales. So they're doing whatever it takes for the house not to foreclose.
KTLK listeners, we're with my show host, Dino. See, I actually acknowledge you in a very nice way. And Michelle Mahzari from IMAX Premier Real Estate. This segment is brought to you by Escrow Technology. Their vision in technology brings transaction status live at the click on the computer. For more information, give us a call, Dino and Nelson, at 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335, or you can text the word refi to 313131. Last week we had the announcement from Ben Bernanke on the... Ben Bernanke, is that not the right way to say it?
This is the only guy in the lending industry that can't say that guy's name right.
How do you say it? Come on. Somebody.
Bernanke.
Bernanke. Okay. Banaka. Ben let us know last week that the government's going to continue and buy $40 billion of Treasury securities monthly to help keep the market alive. Is that going to help? Is that going to just... I mean, it'll keep interest rates down, but I don't think interest rates are the problem.
You don't think interest rates are the problem?
Well, I don't. I think.
Have you ever considered your personality?
This is a lot of fun. I think that the government's spending money that they don't have to spend, and they're doing that. One of the recipients of that, and we saw this last week with interest rates reacting positively to the news and coming down even lower. But we have a real estate market that's running at a brisk pace. We have a finance market that's running at a brisk pace as far as refinances and purchases. So keeping interest rates at their current levels, what's that accomplish other than creating more debt for our country?
We got some of the smartest people, right, that are managing this, and they're choosing to do this for a reason. And I guess if you like, you can go along with it and see what happens, or you can just keep going against the grain. And I don't know. I mean, that's a good question.
Well, where I was going with that is, Michelle, if rates do go up, Do you think that the housing market is going to slow down, that it's going to reverse directions, or is there just such a pent-up demand that people are going to continue to rush into the market like we find today?
Right now, there is demand because there's no inventory.
Right.
So no matter whether the interest rates go up or not, it's still going to sell.
And I think interest rates should go up maybe a full percent. They'll still be considered extremely low, but not ridiculously low. And it kind of slows the market down a little bit, which I think would be beneficial because I'm an extremely optimistic guy, but for the first time, I'm a little scared because of the feeding frenzy. It's happening too fast right now.
Right. Absolutely. It's creating another bubble.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not, but it very well might. And this is what we need to avoid so we don't run into the same problems that we had last time. Michelle Mahzari from IMAX Premier Real Estate. Michelle, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a real pleasure meeting you.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and I'm looking forward to dealing with you guys and giving you lots of transactions and having them close on time.
Thank you, and hopefully we can get you back on the show real soon if you're available.
You bet.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
KTLK, stay with us.